there, it's Lael Kankar, and I am here to share my December daily album for 2016. It is December 31st, and I just finished it, and I'm so excited about that, but it is chunky, chunky, chunky. So we'll take a look. I've used the Simple Stories Holiday Snap Binder, and it is a 2-inch binder, and that's been really nice. And I know from doing this in the past, this is actually my 9th year doing a December daily, that I really need a thick, chunky binder because there's lots going on that I put in the album for the month of December. All right, so this is the first started with a 2x2 pocket page, and I added lots of different things. These pieces here, I didn't want them to fall out, so I used the fuse to fuse them into those little pockets. Then this is also part of the first. That is a little smaller pocket. We had the Simple Stories holiday party on the first, and we went to the jazz game and then did a fun activity on the court afterwards. So that little pocket is holding the tickets and then the pass. December 2nd. All of these letters are from the Classic Christmas collection, and they are, I think they're called pocket, yeah, they're pocket pieces. And so I used those to date most of my album. December 2nd was a little road trip down to Vegas for our son Sam's a lacrosse tournament that he had. This is a picture that I snapped of my husband and son in the hotel room. Son was showing my husband how to play a game on the Xbox. But this one actually is a little bit interactive. So it opens up like this, and then it opens up like this. Then that actually folds back like that. So I used the space of this piece is a 12x12 pocket page that I just cut off the bottom kind of row of pockets. This little guy right here is something that Simple Stories makes, and it is called a photo flip. So that is actually adhered to the seam in there, and that fun little interactive. And I like doing that when I know I'm going to need lots of room for additional photos. Then it even opens up there for others. The 4th is our son Sam's birthday. So he turned 16 when we were in Vegas. I've had a tradition with our boys, oh gosh, probably for the last, I'm going to say at least 10 years, where the night before their birthday, after they go to bed, my husband and I decorate their door like a giant birthday present. So a piece of wrapping paper down the entire door, and then lots of fun things taped to the door. Because we were not home, we did that. That's actually the bathroom door of the hotel room. So it's kind of a fun little thing there. More pictures from the lacrosse tournament and his birthday. Then we came home from the lacrosse tournament, and I got sick for a week. So I was actually super behind in my December daily, but I was able to catch up. Here I adhered a piece of Christmas greenery directly to the top of the pocket page, and it's getting pretty dry, so I'm not sure how that's going to actually hold up over time, but we'll see. Okay, this one here, this is just a kind of a fold out. So piece of scrapbook paper that is scored. That's our cat under the tree, one of our cats. I don't know what his deal is, but we can see that, kind of. That's the place that he liked to be for Christmas, under the tree. Oopsie. All right, let's come back out. There we go. Okay. Oh, and then there's the other cat, and that is a chair right next to the tree, and that's kind of his place that he likes to be. All right, the 7th. So for the 7th, I started with a piece of vellum, added the number, a little Santa head, and then I took a screenshot. This is an app that I use to track my Christmas shopping, and it does not appear to exist anymore. I know that sounds funny. The app is on my phone, but when I went to try to find it in the App Store, I could not find it. However, there are a number of different free apps. I think it was called, I looked for like Christmas shopping list, but if you look for shopping list or Christmas shopping list or something like that, you can find it. But It's password protected on your phone, so little prying eyes can't see it. So I printed that directly from my phone as a screenshot, scored it, and then kind of told the story about that app on that page. There's the 8th. I do a lot of Christmas shopping online, and so that is just a photo of some of the boxes in our entryway that were delivered kind of over that period of time while I was sick, so they just kind of sat there. All right, the 9th. This was a fun little story, and I like to tell stories not all throughout my December daily, but in a couple of different places. And this is a story about our tree topper, and I did not know until this year that the tree topper has a name. Apparently the boys had named him Hobo Santa because I guess he kind of looks like a hobo. Anyway, the way I found that out is I was shopping at Target one day with our younger son, Sam, and I was looking at tree toppers, and he informed me very quickly that Hobo Santa was our tree topper and we would not be using anything different. So, fun little story there. The 10th. Again, a story about Sam. We actually have 2 boys, but our older son Jack was away at college for his first semester, so he'll start to make an appearance later in the album after he gets home. So the 10th, again, this is another piece of vellum that I stapled the number and then added a couple of embellishments. This was a winter formal that our son Sam went to, so I took a picture of him and his cute date before they left in front of the tree, and then told the little story on the back. The 11th, some photos of Christmas decorations in the house. Majority of the product that I've used in this collection, or in this project, is from the Simple Stories Classic Christmas Collection, and it has lots of fun plaid, and that's kind of what you see make an appearance a little bit on this spread. This one, okay, here comes Jack. This one, I took one of those numbers and adhered it to a kind of a photo overlay. And then I took a screenshot and printed it of a conversation that Jack and I, our older son, were having. He was headed into finals week. And so we had been texting back and forth that morning. So I kind of included a little screenshot about that. And then on the back side told the story. On the 13th, there is our Christmas card. I always like to include our Christmas card, and I just punch holes and add. And then told a little story about that Christmas card photo shoot that we did. This is one of my favorites. This is the 14th, and this is a street that is near the Simple Stories offices. And I go to the office one day a week and then work from home the rest of the time. So luckily I happened to be there that day when they kind of had a little bit of snowfall, and this street is gorgeous. You can kind of see the canopy that it makes over the road. So that was just kind of a fun little shot I took, and added a digital stamp there from Carrie Bradford Studios. This little guy, this was a gift tag I picked up, and I just actually punched a hole right in the pocket page and tied that on. This was a screenshot, a photo that our son sent me from college. So this was his dorm room, and I kind of told a little story there. He had added Christmas lights. Alrighty, the 16th. This is the day that our son Jack came home from college. So I thought it was really fun. Fancy Pants actually came out with these brand new felt pennants. And Jody, the wonderful woman that owns Fancy Pants, had sent me a nice little Happy Mail package of a bunch of these felt pennants. So I thought that would be really fun to include in my December daily. And actually it kind of works really well for this day because it's a pennant, kind of like a college pennant, if you will. And our son had come home from college. So actually that woohoo was orange, and it really did not work with the colors in my December daily. So I just took out a red Sharpie and colored those letters. So that flips over, and then I have a number of photos. Another screenshot from my phone, that is his flight information. And then after we had picked him up, we went and picked up our younger son from high school, and off we went. So that little pocket, that little pocket there. And I just used 2 pieces of washi tape to tack that down. On the back side, again, more photos from that day. We actually had a huge snowstorm and got stuck in the car for a little while, so I told a little story there. The 17th, I went to a little kind of maker's market, a local maker's market with a friend of mine. I did some shopping, so those were some of the things I bought. And that is one large photo of the maker's market, and then a little tag where I journaled about what was done there. The 18th, so 18th, this is a smaller pocket page that I just took 2 strips of washi, put one on the outside, one on the back side, and punched the holes. And then that 18 obviously hangs off the bottom, and I just, let's see, on that one, I just adhered it with glue dots. But on the back side, that is one of the sunsets that we've had this month. Most amazing sunsets this month, and that is right from our backyard. So I thought that would be fun to include a shot of that. This is one of the snap pages from the Classic Christmas collection, and you can see I've used a number of those throughout. 19th, running errands with our younger son. He just turned 16 the beginning of this month, so he got to be my little chauffeur. And on the back side there's kind of a little to-do list of the errands I needed to get done that evening. The 20th, this is another one of my favorite pages. This little glassine bag holds a letterpress tag that I bought at a fun little stationery store in Seattle. And when you turn it over, that's where I have done the journaling for that day, the 20th. And the 20th, one of the traditions I've had with the boys for quite a while is that we make something called whoopie cookies. And they are kind of a cookie sandwich that has really yummy, we actually add crushed up candy canes and then peppermint extract to the icing. So it's kind of a really fun, yummy holiday cookie. But anyway, they are making the cookies in the kitchen. And then here they are licking the batters in the kitchen because, of course, you're never too old to lick a batter, right? Or lick a beater, not a batter. They're licking the beater of the cookie batter. How about that? And then the recipe right there for the cookies. Here, this was my December daily setup. About 3/4 of the way throughout the month. Don't kid yourself, it didn't look like that. Most of the time I was working on it, it looked like a big tornado had swept through. And if you do this project, you probably know what I'm talking about. But we had a couple different Christmas parties coming up at our house, so I needed to clean it up and make it look presentable because it's easy to see my craft room from the main part of our house. So I took a photo of kind of that setup and told that little story there. On the back side, our older son, home from college, he got a new car. Not for Christmas, but he got a new car. So we were excited about that. And again, there is that Be Merry is another digital stamp from Carrie Bradford Studio. 22nd, I was in a sorority in college, and there are a number of us that get together every year for the holidays. And I hosted the party this year, and that's a picture of the group. On the back, I kind of told that little story. This little divider that I made here, again, you guys, and I know I've talked about this a lot, but this is another digital stamp from Carrie Bradford Studios. I printed it out and stuck the 2 sides together, added a fun little tab here, and then a little Santa, and just kind of a fun little interactive piece. 23rd, some more Christmas decorations throughout the house. This little guy, it looks a lot like Elf on the Shelf. He's actually an original. When I say original, this is probably from the 50s. So I think that's where the little Elf on the Shelf character came from. But I found him at an antique store a number of years ago, and actually before the Elf on the Shelf kind of craze ever hit. By the time by the time that craze hit, our kids were a little bit too old for Elf on the Shelf, so he's always just been kind of a fun little Christmas decoration. this Christmas Eve, and this was such a fun day, and I love these two photos that I included for the day. We live at the base of one canyon, and about 10 minutes away from the base of another canyon in Utah. And so we ski and we snowshoe. So this area was about a 20-minute drive from our house, and when you get there, it's like you're in the middle of nowhere in a forest. So Christmas Eve, we took out our snowshoes Christmas Eve day and went snowshoeing. And then on the back side, there is a little selfie that I took of us out in the forest. And then we have the last day. I only do through the 25th in my December daily. So there we have the last day. I've included this. I just picked this up at Target in their clearance section for the holidays, but it was a fun kind of little metal gift tag, and I thought that would be fun to include here. That is a little ho 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 piece of wood veneer. And then here, there is an app. And I don't remember what it's called, but if you search the App Store, you should be able to find it, where you can take a photo of your living room and then pick from a number of different Santas, and it overlays the Santa on top of the photo. And then that's what I did. I printed it out from there. So that was kind of fun. And then that no peeking kind of worked out well. On Christmas morning, we had about a foot of new snow. And my husband and our younger son were dying to go skiing. So they got up early, they shoveled, they went skiing. Our older son slept until 11 in the morning. So it was pretty much me by myself hanging out on Christmas morning, which was actually really fun, and it was really quiet and peaceful. So that is a picture they took of themselves sitting on the lift. This is the rest of that 12 by 12 pocket page that I cut up. So if I open it, it's now the size of a 12 by 12 pocket page width with two 4 by 6s next to each other. But then that top row up there, I cut off and used earlier in my album. Then I just scored in the middle, and it makes another nice little kind of interactive page, or it gives you plenty of room for additional photos. So that opens up. I added another little tab there. Opens up. We have a few photos. So we started opening Christmas presents on Christmas morning about noon. We also, every Christmas night, we have a big holiday party at our house, and we make a beautiful prime rib dinner with all the fixings. And so that was a photo in the kitchen from that night. And whatever reason, that is where everyone seems to always congregate when you have a party, right? And then I close that up. There were 17 of us this night, and we actually played a really fun game called Left, Right, Center. So we went down to our basement, and we all stood around the ping pong table, and it was perfect because there was enough room for all of us, and we played that game. If you're looking for a fun family game, it does involve a little gambling, or you could play with poker chips or something if you didn't want to play with money. But Google Left, Right, Center, and that's super fun. All right. Then basically that wraps up my album. If we move over here, I had created another little pocket here. Let's see if I can find something to insert in there just so you can see. I thought I would potentially add additional photos there, and I may still do that, but I am done for now. And that is another December daily in the books. Thanks for watching.